The rookie Season 8 didn't just come back. It came back rearranging power, relationships, and command positions in a single episode. Because Season 8, Episode 1 isn't just a premiere. It's a warning shot. From Prague shootouts to Chenford, finally choosing happiness, this episode quietly sets up one of the biggest status quo shifts the show has ever attempted. And most viewers missed how intentional it all was. Let's break it down. The episode opens far away from Los Angeles, dropping us straight into Prague. And immediately, the show wants us unsettled. Monica's on the move, Nolan and Bailey are escorting her, and Nyla, Harper, and Garza are coordinating from afar. Right away, the question isn't what is happening. It's why Bailey's even here. The show bends over backward to justify it with LAPD escorts and Bailey's military status. But the real reason is obvious. Bailey is now written as an unstoppable, multi-tool character who must be inserted into every high-stakes situation, whether it makes sense or not. Still, the stakes are real. Monica is positioning herself to take part in an arms deal with a weapons titan. And this isn't some back-alley exchange. They're staying in a luxury Prague hotel. Monica claims the biggest room, and Bailey casually jokes about extending the stay, already hinting that Operation Escort might become something much messier. Back in Los Angeles, the emotional spine of the episode begins to form. Lucy returns home to find Selena doing yoga, and the conversation instantly cuts to the elephant in the room, Tim. Lucy is now a lieutenant. Tim is her superior, and neither of them has figured out how to navigate what that means emotionally or professionally. What's key here is that Lucy isn't confused. She's frustrated. The problem isn't love, it's silence. At the station, Tim is having the exact same conversation with Angela. And this is where the episode gets smart. Angela and Nyla are positioned as mirrors, best friends who see through nonsense instantly. They both call Tim and Lucy out for being terrible communicators, and more importantly, they decide to meddle. Not because they're bored, but because they know these two will self-sabotage unless pushed. When the entire team gathers for a briefing with Nolan and Harper dialing in from Prague, the tone shifts again. The mission becomes about ports, shipments, and weapons trafficking. But the subtext is all about alignment. Who's in sync, who isn't, and who's about to be forced into change. At the ports, Miles and Tim spot a suspect, triggering a chaotic chase. The suspect manages to drive Smitty off the road, which somehow feels both dangerous and perfectly on brand, before Lucy and Selena join the pursuit. The chase ends violently, sending the suspect to the hospital. Gray demands answers even as the man needs surgery, sparking immediate tension with Luna, who challenges Wade over civil rights and ethics. This conflict matters more than it seems. Gray dropping charges in exchange for information isn't just tactical, it's a signal. Gray is starting to operate in moral gray areas more frequently, and the show is quietly questioning whether he's still meant to hold the position he's in. Meanwhile, Prague turns into a fashion show. Monica forces Bailey into the role of assistant and Nolan into bodyguard, complete with designer wardrobes billed to the government. It's played for laughs, but it reinforces something important. Monica survives by manipulation. Even now, even hunted, she's still controlling the room. Back in LA, the stakeout devolves into classic rookie chaos. Smitty talks in outdated slang, Angela kicks Miles out of the van just so she can interrogate Tim about Lucy, and the meddling escalates. This isn't filler, it's pressure. Everyone around Tim and Lucy is closing in, forcing the conversation they've been avoiding. In Prague, the tension spikes. Monica, Bailey, and Nolan realize they're being tailed. A gunman appears, and Bailey, of course, neutralizes him in seconds. Harper later nails the truth with one perfect line. Monica is uniquely hateable. That's not just humor, it's narrative clarity. Monica has burned every bridge imaginable, and now those consequences are arriving all at once. Wegner calls Monica, clearly spooked by her legal status in the U.S., but she manipulates him into continuing the deal. She always does. But this time, the safety net is thinner. Back in L.A., Luna confronts Gray again, and this time it explodes. Their argument isn't really about the suspect, it's about identity. Luna has found purpose in her new career, and Gray feels left behind. The irony is brutal. The man who dedicated his life to the job now resents his wife for doing the same. Then comes the moment fans have been waiting for. Lucy is sent to the surveillance van. Tim is summoned. They meet halfway, literally and emotionally. Tim apologizes for shutting down, admits he's scared, and Lucy does something powerful. She reframes his growth as attractive. Healing isn't weakness. Vulnerability isn't failure. Tim tells Lucy he loves her. She says it back. And when she asks him to ask her out, he refuses because he doesn't want to date. He wants her to move in. Yes, it happens fast. And no, it doesn't matter. Because emotionally, this has been building for seasons. Chenford finally chooses happiness without overthinking it. And that's the point. The action crescendos simultaneously across continents. In LA, a shootout erupts at the port. In Prague, Nolan makes a move on Wegner. Lucy appears injured, only to reveal it's a twisted knee, not a bullet. A deliberate fake-out reminding us how fragile these wins are. Monica disappears, slipping into an abandoned church where she admits she's broke. The jewelry she secured isn't greed, it's survival. Assassins close in. Nolan saves her at the last second, killing a man who nearly ends her life. On the plane home, justice is measured. Monica gets one necklace, the only legally purchased one. Enough to live, but not to dominate. For someone like Monica, that's the cruelest punishment imaginable. Garza offers Harper a future with the FBI task force. She declines, for now. Gray accepts a spot on the task force, which triggers a massive ripple effect. Tim Bradford is next in line for Gray's job. Let that sink in. The episode ends with reunions, reconciliations, and celebrations, but also with quiet alarms ringing. Roles are shifting. Power is moving. And Season 8 has made it clear. No one is standing still anymore. The Rookie didn't just come back, it reset the board. And this was only Episode 1.